Mike and his trusty sidekick, Freddie. We're going to talk about an exciting new Kickstarter launching June 2nd. All right, Mike, take it away.
Good morning, folks. I owe my comic book career to Nexus, a character I created with the visionary illustrator Steve Rude in 1981. We were lucky. We're in the right place at the right time. When Capital City Distribution, the second largest comic book distributor in the world, decided they wanted to publish their own books. So I went home and I brainstormed. They wanted a costume superhero. I'm not married to superheroes, but if I chose to do one, and I did, I made it original. Nexus is a reluctant executioner of mass murderers 500 years in the future. I wrote like an inchworm, moving from panel to panel. I didn't outline. I didn't give the dude an outline. I drew every page out by hand. Not that I'm a good artist, but I'm good enough that anybody who looks at it can understand what I'm drawing. And because of that, I learned so much about creating comics. Most importantly, what happens next? Because as I moved from panel to panel, I would just work on one panel. I would not think of the overall story, although I had the contours of the drama in my mind. It's always been imprinted there. And when I thought about what happens next, I made every panel count. I don't think there's a wasted word or a wasted picture in any of the Nexus we did in our 40 years plus career. Nexus is one of the most honored comics of all time. I'm not going to blow my own horn, but let me blow my own horn. All you have to do is research it and take a look. We've won multiple Eisners, Russ Mannings, and Jack Kirby Awards, and we're still working on new issues now. This is about the Nexus Omnibus, which is launching, I believe, on Monday.
June 2nd, yeah, yes.
The Nexus Omnibus is going to collect every issue published by Capital, First, and Dark Horse, and perhaps a few extra surprises, and put them into oversized hardbound Treasury editions. Now, I've seen a mock-up of a Treasury edition. It's larger than a regular comic. This is a Dark Horse Nexus. This is a First Nexus. In fact, let me take this out because we're reprinting the dude's cover, and it's a wraparound cover. I'd like you to take a look here. And you have to recall that this was just when he was beginning his career.
Nice.
And he's an artist who's constantly trying to improve, as are we all. Once Nexus got out there, Marvel asked me to write the Punisher, DC asked me to write the Flash, and other publishers lined up, and I'm pleased to say I worked for many, many publishers during the 80s and 90s. I always gave it my best work. But people have come to me over the years and said, Mike, why is there no definitive collection? Well, there's some omnibuses that Dark Horse published, but they're a little undersized. And of course, there are the hardbound Treasury editions, but they're a little pricey. And they only go up to a certain point. And there are 12 volumes in the hardbound editions. You can find them on Amazon. But after that, we continued to do work for Dark Horse, and there's a lot of work that was not collected and will be collected in these new giant omnibus versions. As I said, we're launching next week, and if you want to sign up, go to baroncomics.com. And if you sign up on the first day, you're going to get a discount. The book's only going to be $99. We're going to retail it for $125. But I have to point out that the first volume is 864 pages. And some people say, oh no, how can I read that? It's too heavy. Well, there will be a digital version. But I'm going to do a special episode later on how to read such a heavy book without straining yourself. But if I may make a recommendation, those of you who are artists, I have drawing boards, which are already tilted toward you. Just put it on the drawing board. But seriously, most people can handle this book on their lap. I don't think it's going to weigh more than 5 pounds, no more than a small pet, like a Shih Tzu, for example, which reminds me of my neighbor's pet. They have a Shih Tzu, weighs maybe 7 pounds, and once a week, a van pulls up outside their house. It says grooming. And the van sits there for 3 hours. So I saw Cheryl walking her dog one day, and I said, Cheryl, why is the van there for 3 hours at a stretch? The dog is only 7 pounds. And she says, well, there's a lot of grooming. So that's it, folks. Please check out Nexus Omnibus at baroncomics.com. Investigate the tiers. You'll see opportunities for values and discounts, as well as secret add-ons that we're going to put in.
All right. So like Mike said, go to baroncomics.com. It will have the link to the Kickstarter, which is starting on Monday. And you can subscribe early to get notified when the Kickstarter starts. And I think it's going to run for like 60 days. So our manager, our crowdfunding person, Chris Braley's doing it. He's doing an awesome job. So we're really excited. Like Mike said, it's going to be over 800 pages, right?
That's right.
And it's volume 1. So
one.
there's going to be
4
4 volumes total of the Nexus. And it's in a hardcover format as well. All right. Do you want to have little words of wisdom from Freddie?
Freddie, do you have any words of wisdom today?
And we have the big vacuum sweeper, so, okay.
Yeah, well, you know, Freddie doesn't fear the vacuum cleaner the way Bob fears the black vacuum cleaner, but many dogs fear the vacuum cleaner. There it is. Show the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, they see it.
Wallace. His name is Wallace.
Wallace, okay, we've
Without
named.
Wallace, this house would be a bigger mess than it is.
Well, okay. And then we've got Mac over there. You can see her. Mac, do you want to come and look at us?
No,
Mac,
she does. Mac is deaf.
Mac,
Our please go unheeded. Deaf as a doorknob. Mac!
okay, all right, fine. We will go ahead and end this. Thank you for watching. Appreciate any comments, thumbs up, and likes. Thanks so much.